Thank you for this question. Now, it really seems the focus of what you're asking is all depending on your perspective. You must be able to live in this world completely independently and be comfortable alone. One of the biggest parts of your spiritual awakening and really transforming into your higher self is learning how to be alone and being completely comfortable and joyful and graceful and peaceful while in your own presence. If you feel you need family, friends, or others to support you, remember, they can only be a reflection of what you want to see from them. Society will do what it may, but it is not up to you to absorb society. Live your life to the best you can.
Thank you for this really great question, because many people hear meditation and they believe this is the act of sitting and being still. Now, for most people, meditating in a still position is more beneficial because they live a life that is so stimulated and overly active, where they don't have a meditative mind. If the mind is not still, the body cannot perform to its best. Now, you can be doing different actions while still having a still mind. This is being a meditative way of life. This could be reading a book. This could be going for a walk in nature, exercising, doing yoga, going for a bike ride. Any of these things that you feel your mind is very still, or if you have no thoughts at all while you're doing these actions, that is being in a meditative way of living. So there is many forms of meditation, but you do not need to be still. Thank you for this great question. When it comes to building your mental health, you really have to focus on your thoughts. The issue with mental health these days is most people are focused too far ahead, or they're looking too far in the past. You can only be in the present and make the most of every opportunity when you're truly experiencing the moment to the maximum that you can. Now, building mental health is about creating positive thoughts, having an internal language that is full of positive language. You need to focus on positive affirmations, meditating to create stillness in your mind, body, and soul, getting into nature to put yourself more in tune with the natural timeline of everything around us. As well, you need to exercise and eat very healthy. If you combine all these pillars, you will create a very balanced and healthy mindset with great mental health.
Thank you for this great question, Jennifer. Now, when you're living in your sympathetic nervous system, which is what is attached to fight or flight, many people are in this because they're already fearful, worried, or thinking negatively of how they need to react to things in life. When people are reacting, you have to be in fight or flight mode because that is how you react to things. If you want to be more mindful, you have to find ways to change your thoughts, change your perspective. But the practices you can bring in can be different breathing techniques, can be, of course, meditation, yoga, exercise, going for a walk in nature, anything that is going to put you in the present with a positive mind, where you are completely loving of yourself and others, joyful, peaceful within. It is a perspective, but you must make the switch of your thoughts consciously.
Thank you for this great question. Now, your mindset affects your mental health because wherever your mind is set on will completely dictate the direction of how your mental health is behaving. Now, if you're anxious or depressed, that means your mind is set in the wrong direction. You need to be very present. You need to be mindful. You need to create the right routine and have habits that are going to align you with a lifestyle that is in tune with a positive mental health. Mental health has become an issue because many people are suppressing their own emotions, expressing themselves honestly. And if you do not allow yourself to be authentic in your own spiritual experience, then anxiety and depression will start to set in because you're trying to control the things you can't control.
Thank you for this great question, because at times I have reflected back and thought to myself, If I were to restart this process, would there have been times that I would have made this more efficient and effective? And definitely, I believe in all of our experiences and our journeys that we could easily reflect back and decipher when and where to procrastinate less or to choose to control emotions better in order to move ourselves more forward in our steps than backwards at times. And I've learned that the experiences I've had were definitely necessary, and my timeline was completely in tune and in sync of where I need to be. But looking back, I would say allowing myself to stay who I was and not trying to follow society and unlearn to become who I am. Thank you for this great question, and I try to listen to my inner voice as much as possible. One of the biggest parts of my process along my journey was allowing that inner voice to finally become my true voice. So a lot of the times the voice you guys are hearing is my inner voice. Understand, right now, anything my inner voice says, I reflect on and meditate and objectively step back to apply this to my actual practices in life. I truly focus on being as in tune and as sync as I can so that that inner voice is always guiding me in the right direction. As of right now, my inner voice really is reminding me to just let go of control towards thinking others are going to change just because you'd like them to change. Thank you for this Mindful Monday question. And an unpopular opinion. Definitely, I would say most people believe that you need some type of external source to heal yourself, to grow, to create something. But most don't realize that if you want to create anything in your life differently, change the reflection you're seeing in the mirror, change how you're manifesting into the world, it has to all stem from within. Everything that happens within our own universe, within ourselves, is exactly going to manifest into reality as the reflection of what's happening within. So most people believe that they're going to change their income, change their job, change their way of living without changing their thoughts, without changing the way they speak, without changing their own internal way of acting. That is definitely my opinion. As always, stay strong, stay consistent, stay healthy, and keep developing yourself. Level up.